All right, so welcome, guys. This is the Namrisser podcast, episode 4, with your boys.
The boys.
The boys, yeah. You got me, Josh, and
Daniel couldn't make it here.
Daniel couldn't make it here, yeah.
Tito here.
And we have a guest, actually one of our first guests for the Namrisser podcast. Why don't you give us a little introduction on
Who are you?
who you are, yeah.
My name is Jess Musick. 23. I like long walks on the beach.
Didn't I say that last time? I fucked it up. Long beaches.
Long beaches. I love long beaches. All right, so you're Jessica Musick, 23. That's
Well,
beautiful.
my name is Jess Musick. I prefer Jess Musick.
Okay, it's Jess
right.
Musick. I'm so sorry. All right. So you're our first guest, and the reason why we invited you on is because you are the proud owner of what's called Happy Merch Co.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah?
true.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I started it, I co-own it with Ruby Delgado,
Yeah,
who's a
Ruby.
graphic
Shout out.
designer.
Shout out. Yeah, she couldn't be here today, but she's
She's
here in
an
spirit.
amazing graphic designer, and she's about to graduate. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
Woo!
yeah, she is really good. I have actually seen like stuff before Happy Merch Co. and it's actually really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
She's
exaggerating here, folks. This is top quality stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
She's
So,
very passionate.
For people like me who don't really know what Happy Merch Co. is,
Mhm.
would you like to elaborate what it is, what you do, what you're about, what's your set?
We're a merchandising company, and we help. I guess how we started was because me and Ruby were just like shooting the shit. Just
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, you can curse.
and
Fuck.
we were shooting the shit, and we were just talking about like how local bands. We just noticed that there's some really great bands out there, but they're doing good marketing. They're just not doing the best that they can.
Right,
And
definitely.
their graphic work needed some help. And we were like, well, this is what we do. This is our boat. Why don't we help out local bands? Because we love them so much. So then we got into the business of helping bands.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So essentially we help with we wanted to get into printing shirts, but like as you know, it's a lot harder.
Josh beat you to it.
I know a little bit.
So it's a lot harder than we thought, but we're gonna do graphic work, logos, flyers, and since I'm a photographer, I'm gonna do photos, and we're also trying to get connections. So like how like every graphic designer and photographer has their own style. If that's not the style that fits your music and your sound, we will have like connections to reach you out, because we've also noticed that there's a lot of like artists and photographers that don't know how to market themselves that well
Right.
too.
Yeah.
So they can't reach the audience that fits them.
True.
Yeah.
So do you guys have like a specific targeted like group of people, or do you guys any business? Does it have to be a band? If it's a band, any genre or like any specifics or?
Right now we're trying to keep it just to music and artists, like painters, graphic designers and stuff like that, and photography also.
Mhm.
So we're just keeping it in that little realm for now, and then
True.
we'll see what the future has.
Yeah, definitely. Because when actually when I owned my business doing that, I think the hardest part was just trying to get everybody
Yeah.
on board.
Yeah.
When it was the worst, like literally the worst thing you'd have to deal with is like dealing with like people in school districts and then like bands. It's like a
Mhm.
totally different niche, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
you have to find your target demographic.
Yeah, definitely.
And since we feel most comfortable with, people our age, we're going to target people our age
Nice.
and stick to them for a little bit.
How do you find the field, like I guess the field of work here in the valley? Is it tricky for you? Is it like, because I feel like something like Happy Merch Co. is almost alien to people here. Like people are not used to promote, because I'm a musician also, so I know how I can see promotion and stuff when they do it themselves. So I mean, is it hard to kind of like rally up people to like trust and stuff like that?
Yeah, it is. People kind of see it as something that they can do themselves, but they're doing it, and it's just not done right,
Mm-hmm.
And so it is kind of difficult, but also she has like her credentials and stuff, and we also have made connections with people and built their trust, and that's kind of what we're gonna do. We're just gonna put in the hard work for that.
Yeah, because I come
All it
from
takes is work.
I come from a different scene. Like I'm used to both scenes. I came to like the live music scene when I was in like middle school, high school here in the Valley, and then I finished my high school in Florida and then experienced that stuff over there. And there's definitely like a huge difference of like promotion and stuff like that, culture, all that stuff. And I see, you know, like in almost every podcast, it's like it sounds like I'm being a dick, but it's just the truth. Like people are not used to stuff like what you do, and it's like I don't know, It's not like I just wonder why they wouldn't take things like this
feel
serious.
like maybe like our predecessors were, you know, kind of closed off to that.
True.
But I feel like people our age are kind of, there's a lot of growth, and like, you know, I guess the younger that people are, the more that they're open to like the way that the things are moving and growing. So I feel like they're more welcome to, you know, social media is now a huge thing, and they accept that, and they embrace it, and so they acknowledge that you got to utilize that to your best ability.
Because our co-host Daniel, he's not here. By the way, he wanted me to tell you hi on the podcast.
Hi.
He's from Austin, and we always talk about these things because we're both. It's not that we're like out of the valley or anything. Like we don't want to have this like mentality where like, ooh, we're used to better things. It's not like that at all. But like, I actually agreed with like what you said, and I was like, I feel like it's like what you're grown into. Like parents also like they just like stop wasting your money on stupid shit. Stuff like that, I feel like, especially here since it's super Hispanic. No offense. But like my parents too, they didn't believe in music at all. They didn't even think I could make any money at all, right? Till I had a fucking A&R come to our house and say like, this whole like obscene thing you're thinking, that's like a 1.5 million starter like deal. Yeah. And then they were like, shit. And that was like my third year of trying music and hearing like, you're not gonna get nowhere, blah blah blah. So I kind of like agree a lot with that mentality where it's like the older generation just never really saw a necessity in it. But it's like we're going into like this digital age of like
definitely
everything counts online. So
and you kind of have to embrace it. You're just gonna fall behind.
Exactly. That's badass.
Yeah, because like I'm a graphic designer as well, you know. So it's
No,
like
you're not.
I'm not. I'm lying. No, it's like when I first started, I didn't really see a lot of people doing, you know, graphic work like at all. Like, but now more and more people are like taking it in their own hands. You know what I mean? And it's pretty cool.
It's dope. It's like, how do I say this? It's just dope as fuck because for the longest time, it seemed that like growth wasn't like, it was almost like people in the Valley want to grow like that.
Stubborn.
But they were like, stubborn or scared almost. Because like when I was in fucking Florida, I was in 11th grade, right? And there was bands that were younger than us because I started a band over there, metal band, and there was bands younger than us and shit, and they were like going like Georgia like to go record and get like the best quality audio. And actually, my friend Taco he's recording here. He's a death metal guy. He wanted me to show him bands from Florida. He's like, show me like the best thing that you saw over there, and almost like 90% of the music that I showed him, he's like, yo, this is all like nicely recorded. And I was like, well, yeah, like in Florida, it's like
they go
the community like pushes for higher quality stuff because that's how most of the bands that are signed to big labels are usually from like South Florida. And like just stuff like that. And he was like completely impressed. He's like, why don't they do that shit here and this and that? He was like, we've been doing it wrong. And definitely. He's been in like 4 bands in the Valley, and I'm just like,
definitely.
It's just a different like.
It's like I guess money's a restraint as well. Like it's, you know, like.
Yeah, that's true.
And not that that's like a big issue, you know, like if you're really
you just gotta believe in it.
Yeah, like
you gotta believe in it.
Half-assed.
Yeah,
like, I had when I had a quince, you know those invitations that they make for you, like they're really shitty made, like there's just like I can't explain it, but it's really bad. And
like
when they made
the
I was in high school, well obviously because this is my quince, but I was in high school and I was learning Photoshop and beta, and when they made the invitation I was like, dude, I could have made something better than this. I hate it so much. And so like I think it's like a different style from back then, and like now if someone were to make an invitation, it's gonna be like the tits and stuff.
like I said, like people are more and more committed to like just putting things in their own hands, and it's pretty cool. But it calls for a lot of competition.
Yeah.
It definitely does.
Now you can learn a lot on YouTube.
Definitely. I mean, that's actually how I learned. Like, I went to school for graphic design for like a year in college, and then I just totally like didn't learn anything. And then like 3 years after I went to college, like in my 20s, I learned the most I could learn.
You're telling me, man?
On fucking YouTube.
I dropped out of Full Sail. I'm $60,000 in debt.
Shit.
Never learned shit about music. I had all these bullshit courses first.
Damn.
Gave up because like they just don't help you in Full Sail. And I mean, I'm gonna slander Full Sail.
No,
I'm fucking with you, but like they never helped me, so I got out. And then like literally everything that you need to learn is like on YouTube.
Yeah, literally everything, and it's free.
I'm constantly pulling up tutorials on YouTube just to see what I can learn.
Yeah, and it's not like it's not a shameless thing to do. It's like I'd rather do that on a like a not a market, but like a place that caters to learn shit like that.
Yeah,
like YouTube for free. You know what I mean? I'd rather do that.
I have friends that graduated from Full Sail AI, all these art institutes, and I'm still teaching them certain shit they never even fucking went over. I'm just like, what, dude? Like, I don't know shit about this.
No, yeah, like
I'm like severely impressed that you don't know this. Right? That's fucked up.
That's the impressive part.
Yeah, for real.
Like I'm not like saying I'm the best graphic designer. I'm just saying like what I want to learn is what I already know.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And that's kind of how it is. Like, if you want to achieve and be better, you gotta reach for the knowledge. You gotta constantly just
knowledge in my Ferrari, in my garage in Beverly Hills. Just read a book.
Do you have plans this year to like? Do you guys have like a location or anything like that, or is there a plan to like open up a location to further branch out?
Yeah.
What are your big plans for 2018?
Well, hopefully, I would love to be able to try to bring in some kind of income where I can just quit my jobs altogether, and
the vision.
Yeah, and
I fuck with it. Yeah.
You know, after some time, but right now Ruby's still in college. She's about to graduate, and with graphic design, they have the exhibition going on, so it's like a lot of like time consuming stuff going on for her right now. So after she graduates, hopefully we can both invest a lot more time, and hopefully we'll be able to have a location. That'd be pretty dope.
I mean, that's even more convenient. Like the summertime, like that's when you have the most time, and that's when the most shows or whatever's going on.
I have friends that are like currently working on like summer projects. Fucking
like it's like fucking
like now
getting prepared.
Like, exactly. Yeah. Summer's really big for music, especially.
Yeah.
More and more people can go out.
Yeah. And also we're just trying to really build our connections. So we're trying to learn more about the cultures. I mean, the environments of like art and music and stuff, and kind of get to know who's who and meet them, and get connected with them. Yeah,
because honestly, I saw Happy Merch before I realized you and Ruby owned it.
Yeah.
To be completely honest, like. I saw it like on my like who to follow, on like everything.
That's so flattering.
And I was looking through it, and I was like, everyone on here is like someone I know that's in a band, and I was like, who's like running this, And I look at the following, and it's like you're following like.
It's interesting because I met a lot of people since launching that. Before I thought I knew the community, and it turns out I don't. And I'm meeting a lot of people and finding out a lot of things, and it's pretty fun.
And like the first thing I saw you make was the In Shade thing.
Yeah.
The In Shade,
the boys.
The boys. Yeah, like we talk about them like literally every podcast until we get them. I was actually
surprised they liked that so much.
It was really good.
Like, I didn't. I was like, oh, it's because I was trying to learn graphic. I don't know graphic. I know how to like edit photos and like make it kind of look cool, but like when it comes to like graphic, and I think that is like all pure graphic.
That's definitely graphic.
It was kind of like just to practice, and I was like, might as well do it for someone,
No, and like
and they actually liked it a lot.
Yeah, that was like the first thing I saw, like one of the first things I saw you guys make.
Yeah.
And I was just like, who made this? Like what? Like never in my mind did it cross to like do anything like that for them.
Thank you.
And I was just like, wow. Like I'll show you to you right now.
For sure. I gotta see what you're talking about.
No, but yeah. Like,
by the way, we out here eating organic almonds, bro.
Organic almonds in Kirkland water.
But don't sue us.
But don't sue us.
Sponsor us, but.
But yeah, like, what other plans like besides like, I guess learning like about the culture, like the different people in the valley.
Well, also it kind of connects to like well, Main Street, downtown McAllen. I'm trying to learn a lot about that
Oh,
culture
shit.
and
That's
its
dope.
history. And I don't know if you guys noticed my social documentary photography. I've been following this guy who is this, I guess, homeless man or peddler, and his father was a photographer for a lot of musicians back then, and I found out that, and I thought it was very interesting. So my plans is just kind of really get into depth of like the history, the people that exist now, and where the valley is going when it comes to music. And it's pretty good. Like, do you know Joshua Lopez?
That's my boy.
Yeah.
Hold up, pause. He was my first guitarist in my first band ever. And
Yeah.
we're homies for life.
Yeah, because like we added you in the group chat, and the first thing you guys were like, "Is that Tito?"
Yeah, dude. He's my brother, man. I was his first vocalist.
He's doing some big things.
Oh,
He's
100%.
gonna
I'm super
open
proud
like
of
a
him.
big ass
Widowmaker
studio.
Studios.
Yeah, they're gonna
and
get a new
He's
location.
an arcade nut, right? He
Dude,
like has
he
like a
literally-
shitload of cabinets.
He lives off music.
Yeah,
That's
he
the
does.
goal, bro.
Yeah.
Like when he doesn't even have time to hang out with me, and I'm like his high school fucking
Yeah,
boyfriend.
yeah.
And he's always like apologizing. I'm like, no, dude, like it's amazing that
Do
you're
your
this
thing,
busy.
boo.
Go get it, bro.
Like
Yeah.
I fucking love it. Like for reals, cause dude, this guy like grinded so hard to get to where he's at.
Definitely.
Like for reals,
Like I remember like going to house shows like back then. I mean, I'm not saying he wasn't big at the time, but like he was definitely already at a point where everybody fucking knew who he was.
you know what's funny?
Huh.
Everybody fucking hated him in high school. He was like the worst dude to be friends with in high school. Like, it was like borderline embarrassing being friends with Josh, but worth it because he was in my he was like in my band, and like we just stuck through it and stuff. But like, this is the kid that like people would like throw shit at him and stuff, and it's just
Damn.
amazing to see where he is now. It's like,
Damn.
dude, I remember I saw you got in a fucking fight in lunch for no reason. Like some guy like just shoved him, and he just like rips this dude's shirt off, and like it was just so weird. Like everybody had a problem with Josh,
Damn.
and like now he's like,
That's so funny.
He's
Everyone wants
living
to
off of
get
what
he
in
loves
with
to do,
Josh
man.
now.
it's crazy, man. That's my brother right there.
There's a stigma towards Joshes, and they just no one likes them.
Something about Josh's.
Something about Joshes are.
Yeah, he's the tits, and he's pretty great, and it's been great. Like he's blowing up,
He
and
really is.
he's gonna have that studio. And it was I met him, and he told me about how we went to Nam, right? It's called Nam,
Yeah.
right? I sounded weird when I said that. Like if that was he went to the army.
He went to Nam.
Yeah, he went to Nam, and it is pretty amazing where he's going. And I just want to see that grow and
Yeah.
watch it.
And the fact that we know him is like even more insane.
I want to
you
be
know?
that. I want to be that person in that corner and like that shadow, just watching him. Like yes.
Right?
He points at us like, I'm not gonna acknowledge you that much, but
Dude, he had a
I know
hard
you.
time. He had a hard time getting into like, because we wanted to be a deathcore band, and all he liked was fucking Metallica and shit. So like we were trying to make like fucking
Yeah.
heavy shit. He's like fucking crazy sweets, and we were like, Josh, we need heavy shit, bro. Like chill. Like
Yeah.
that's a whole different scene. But like now he basically like runs the scene. Like he throws shows and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's like. Dude, like I underestimated his fucking knowledge of like all that shit. Like he's
And he-
gonna be one of the biggest people musically active in the valley.
He, like,
Mark my words.
He is though. Like I think like
He like spends like 20 hours on each song that he mixes or produces, and have you seen his studio?
Yeah.
He has a chair with like no backboard or anything. This guy is like killing his back, just putting
to
all this
grind.
effort
He's
into
insane.
the.
Yeah, he's insane.
man, that's. Well, this one's for you, Josh.
He's my inspiration.
I'm gonna post it in the group chat later.
Dude, I'm like hardly allowed to come over because he's just that busy. It's so weird, but such a good feeling. It's
Right.
like fuck yeah, dude, get that money.
Yeah, dude. That'd be nice. Yeah.
For reals. That's crazy. I didn't know you knew Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah. She did like a spotlight on
I
him.
hit him up. I didn't know him before Happy Merch, but I was like, I need to know this guy, and I met him. I bothered him, and then after I saw his chair and shit, I was like, nah, he needs a new chair. So I went back and brought him a chair.
That's funny.
It's cool.
He actually he said he was kind of down to do a podcast. I should hit him up soon for
Yeah,
that.
that'd be cool.
He has a podcast too.
Oh really?
I didn't know that, but he's like, if you guys vice versa. So.
Dude, at the same time.
Two podcasts
Two podcasts
in
and
one.
one.
Damn.
But the other one is like played differently, you know?
Backwards.
And backwards, yeah.
No, it's in Alvin and the Chipmunks voices.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Shit.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, like I actually like because like what you're kind of doing is kind of like what I wanted to do, and that's badass. That like, because like it's not. I'm not saying you beat me to the punch or anything. Like I'm not saying that at all. It's like, I just feel like I wouldn't be that impactful, the way you are right now.
Stop it.
Like I'm being honest. Like the main reason why I didn't do any of this is just because like I don't feel like I'd make such an impact like on what like how you're doing it.
Honestly, I don't think we planned on like launching Happy Merch until, you know, a little bit more later. But then it like happened that we posted something and people actually saw it, and then they started asking questions, and we're just like, all right, let's go with this.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And so we've been trying to like run with it, and it's been a lot of meeting people and stuff.
And like honestly, like
it's a crazy schedule.
Every follow you got from me wasn't because like you sent me a request to follow you or anything like that, because I know a lot of pages that do that. Not throwing any names or nothing, you know, but it's like I followed you solely because I wanted to, because it's really good. It's really good stuff, and I didn't even know you ran that for like the first time. I like was like, what? Like I was.
So you guys knew each other prior?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We went to high school.
Should have said that from the start.
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
we went to high. You're younger than me, right?
Yeah, I was a year younger.
He was one of those little
A baby.
those little freshies.
I was a fishy for my entire high school year. My high schools. No,
Yeah.
but yeah, we went to high school together.
We went to a nerdy school together.
I mean, Beta wasn't that nerdy.
It wasn't, but it gave like a lot of like. I mean, they taught us Photoshop, and
Yeah.
thank you, Beta.
Yeah,
You taught me
that's true.
Photoshop.
I mean, I went to Sharyland and beta kids were like,
Ew.
oh, you're too good for us type shit.
What do you mean?
That's just the impression that y'all
An
left.
impression, really?
Yeah.
Because I had friends that had like half and half. They would
Oh.
go, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you're too fucking good for us, and then like we throw food at them. Nah, I'm kidding.
Throw shit at their bus.
No, I'm fucking with you, but I don't know. I never went to beta. What's that all about?
Basically, it's Business Education Technology Academy.
So you're better than us.
Yeah.
Damn,
But
that's dope.
But the thing is that you don't learn all three things. You learn which one you want to learn.
One track. Well, I actually did. They're not. I had
really?
I had finished all of my education track, and so I started taking technology track stuff. So I
Oh,
started
shit.
to learn how to code.
That's cool.
So I was in with the freshmen for like my senior year, just
Oh, shit.
learning the technology stuff.
Dude, when I went to Florida, all my credits got lost.
Really?
It was the most fucked up thing ever.
What?
I was like a junior, I want to say, or a senior, either one. That's how pissed I am. I fucking don't even want to remember. They're like, oh yeah, none of your credits made it. You're like gonna be in freshman's like class. I was
Shit.
like, what the fuck?
The knowledge you're learning.
And not only that, like this, like my school is the one that's like down the street, one story. It's pretty small. It grew a little bit. Bro, this is like a fucking 2-story, large ass fucking high school, and I was like full of anxiety and shit. And I just did not want to fucking go. It was a bitch. I don't know why I decided to share that with y'all, but like, dude.
2 stories.
Sorry, bro.
Ours
2
was
stories?
so small. Like
Yeah.
our class was like 300 kids.
Yeah, like my class was like the biggest class to graduate, and it had like 300 kids. Like that.
Yeah.
That was like I want to say there was like
Yeah.
2,000 kids in mine. It was big as
Damn.
fuck, dude.
The ceremony was like 4 hours long.
Bro, I hated it, and I had to like be with like younger people, and it's culture shock, a bunch of different
Yeah,
cultures, and I
yeah.
was just like, yeah, dude,
Wow.
internally screaming the whole time. So,
No, but yeah,
fuck school.
we went. We actually we went to high school together.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I went to high school with Josh.
I mean, the
so I'm better than you.
all right.
Nah, I'm fucking with you.
I know an almost famous person. What about you? No, but honestly, I don't remember talking to you like for more than like
No.
5 minutes.
No, I don't think we ever talked in high school.
Yeah, like you asked me for favorite ones because we had like dim together or something like that, and I was like, okay, and then that's honestly all I remember talking to you.
And there was 2 Jessicas in my class, and people remembered me as Jessica with the camera.
Oh,
And the
that's
other
a good
one.
way.
Yeah,
No.
she always had a camera. That was another thing.
They always thought that I was a part of like these different clubs because I had the camera. So I would get into school events for free just because I had the camera. I was like on the press.
Oh my
Right.
God.
It's like, no, I'm just a loser with a camera. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I was a loser, not you.
I
Okay,
wasn't.
wait. Back to this happy merch stuff. Do you find any obstacles currently, kind of like stopping you from getting to like a next goal?
Well, like, yeah. Time is one thing, you know, everyone has like their own jobs and stuff. A lot of people that are like in the music and stuff, they have their own jobs, like side jobs and then music. And so like meeting and making schedules with people has been a bitch. Like it's been such a hassle because like I work as a server and then I work with Happy Merch and then I do also work as a contract photographer. And so like it's been like a juggle just trying to you know, get things done and finding time to do things. And then also there's a lot that I don't know. Like I'm finding that I don't know and I want to know it. So
like what?
Rap. I don't know. There's a hidden rap community here, and I'm trying to find out more about it. And then also just like
we just went in on.
I know. Don't let him get.
Don't get me started, bro.
Our last podcast was like half an hour just us arguing about rap.
And like, you know, different genres. I've kind of pigeonholed myself, and I thought I wasn't pigeonholed. You know, I wasn't aware that I've kind of just knew one kind of community in the Valley, and it's a good community of like the alternative music, and it's growing and it's great. But there's a lot more, you know, genres that I need to find out about.
The other scenes are just
they're just little bitches.
They're suffering from like.
They're just bitches.
I heard that. I was like,
whoa.
Basically.
Jess Musick from Happy Merch. She said they're just bitches.
Nah, everybody's like suffering from like just beef and like they just don't want to grow. It's almost that's just what it seems like to an outside
They just
perspective.
need us.
No, honestly, they just need like somebody that like just. I don't know. It's just strange. I really want to. I want to like figure out what's wrong with the scene.
We need a messiah for our local scene to just
congregate
all of us.
I don't get. Everybody's at war with each other, and then
They
like
have a meeting.
Twitter war,
dude,
Twitter fingers.
Fucking.
Thank you, Drake.
Let's just open up a court session and just sit all the bands down.
Yeah, just arrest everybody.
And
arrest them. Yes.
That's another thing, like all the like beef and stuff, like the stories behind things that I didn't know. Like, oh, why don't you guys collaborate? Oh, because there's some shit going on, and I need to find that out. I need to learn all of that.
But it's usually something very small, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell, dude? Like, it should not be this way.
Just be a correspondent for beef.
It's just all make music together.
Yeah. I mean, not everyone.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody has to get along, but like, it was so bad that people are just scared to come out and perform again. It's strange.
Yeah. No, but yeah. So, serious question though, regarding Happy Merch, right?
Gonna get real.
We're not. I mean, it's not like you'd have to pour your heart out or anything about it, but it's like me. I see what you're doing as a potential stronghold / platform for everything music. And I'm not making a pun of your last name or anything. I'm being like, how do you see yourself? Like, because I see that Happy Merch can be that big. Do you feel like?
I do. If we do put in the work, I think it's something that could potentially be that. It's just something that we would also eventually have to pull in other people, you know?
Yeah.
Have a growing team of people that are passionate and like watching the Valley grow and stuff. And I think it could do some great things. I was very, into like social documentary, and I was not. People always tell me, because my last name, they're like, "What are you doing towards music?" Like, and it became like that stubbornness to me that I just like, fuck you, like I don't want to do anything towards music for a long time. And then it was just me talking to her about it that like I found out I had helped a gaming LAN center like open doors and stuff. Well, not open doors. We got really close to opening doors, but I was helping them build it, and I noticed that I like building businesses. I like marketing, and I like building businesses. And then I started to become kind of like really passionate about local artists. And then I saw how they were marketing themselves and their graphic and their photos and stuff. And so it's like, let's just melt this all together
for
and
real
stuff. And let's make something great, and hopefully it takes off into something great.
No, I feel like it definitely will. And but that's just me, like my personal opinion. But that's pretty cool that someone can just go out of their way to like try to help other people.
Yeah,
like
not everybody has the time, patience, or
it's kind of frustrating when you like see other bands and they're really good, but they don't have like a mindset of putting in that effort, and there's like
Yeah.
little bickering. They kind of need a manager, basically.
Yeah.
I tried to manage a band one time.
Oh my god.
It was so
What was
bad.
that like?
It was terrible.
You don't
I
have to drop,
sucked
you don't have
at
to
it.
drop names, but you can talk about it.
I know, it's fine. Like they,
You're like, no, I'm gonna drop names.
it's actually like Nala's first pangolin. Do you know them?
Mhm.
They stopped making. Well, they stopped playing shows for a little bit. But I tried to manage that band, and I was in over my head. I was way in over. It's because I had been a manager at like studios for photography, so I was like, oh, this should be, pretty. No, I don't know shit.
Especially in a band, because you have like 4 or 5 creative minds that have to like come to an agreement on something that not everybody really wants.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's just a bunch of tension built up. That's the problem I had with Josh, because he had that Metallica fucking Megadeth mentality where we're like, dude, Oceano fucking like deathcore fucking King Conquer shit, please.
Yeah.
But it's just like so much tension. We would fight a lot in practices. But I can only imagine someone else trying to step in and like be like, chill guys, be like
not
fuck
even
you,
in the
like-
band, like
yeah.
in a musical way, just like in a way you're trying to help everyone,
Yeah. And then like scheduling and stuff. And then I put on one show with them, and I did not know how to do that at all. I did not know like the works of putting that in. I didn't even know that there was booking agents, like, who was that last booking agent? Wanderer Booking and stuff. I didn't know those things existed. I could have like gotten in contact with them or
Right, you're
something.
just
I
like-
tried to put on my own show. I didn't even make a flyer for it, I don't believe.
Yeah, it's hard. That's
Yeah.
another thing that I see people are probably like scared of rebuilding a scene down here, is that like it's not as easy as it seems. People would just think like, oh, we'll just get a place, just
It's like
get
a lot
equipment. It's like, dude, it's not that easy. Like real shit.
you need a sound guy too. God,
Yeah.
it's so much.
It is.
That's why I'm
Um,
kind of trying to like meet people and like, how do you work and how do you do your shit, so I can kind of understand like how this, it's like a whole organism
Yeah.
and how this organism functions.
For reals, yeah. So you said you come from the alternative, like what, indie and rock scene?
Yeah,
Like that's where you're kind of like setting ground in right now.
yeah.
Do you see that scene as thriving, or is it just like is it decent? Is it getting better? Get away from my almonds. How do you see that scene?
It's growing.
Is
It's
it?
really, really growing.
Those are those types of shows that Europe's always throwing out, right?
Yeah.
That's because I'm from like the hardcore metal scene, and like the hardcore scene kind of toned down, but I've seen random shows get thrown at Europe, and I'll like read the bands and stuff like that, check out the music. I'm like, what's this? So it's
Yeah.
like something
Yeah.
foreign to me, but I see them like they took over what the hardcore scene was basically doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
They're,
dope.
they're really growing, and I love it. I love how they're growing. There's a lot of really, really I moved to Austin last year, and my significant other, he was trying to look for a band to play with, and he likes progressive music, so that alternative kind of style.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought there would be a huge community there in Austin. And Austin is great for music, but it's just like so spread out in different genres. So like trying to find that perfect match for you is a
Yeah.
lot harder, because it's
Uh-huh.
just that genre that you do like is going to be so small. And so down here in the valley, the alternative scene is actually pretty big compared to like other places.
That's dope. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know
Me
that
neither.
either. I just assumed that Austin would be like the biggest place to have that kind
I
of
think
music
Austin's
there.
bigger on rap, dude.
Really?
And like
Yeah.
hardcore and shit.
And that I can't even put a name to it. It's like funky stuff that,
Oh, synthwave.
Yeah,
Synthwave.
Yo,
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I make synthwave.
Yeah.
Well, I made. Fuck you, Chris.
We're not sorry.
But yeah, they have a huge synthwave
That's crazy.
thing going on there. But down here we've got the alternative, and that people don't really know that. We thought it was gonna be Austin,
Yeah.
and it was like kind of a bummer to find out that
There you have it,
Right.
listeners.
Right. We're gonna end the podcast right there.
No.
No, we're gonna
here in the valley.
go fix some shit.
Check out the fucking alternative scene.
Yeah.
Is there anything happening this week? I feel like there is.
There's always
Probably.
something
Every-
happening.
every
Just
weekend
Hit
there's
up
a
Europe
thing.
every weekend if you wanna check out what we're
for
talking
the
about.
alternative scene. Yeah. I mean, but I think that's like what everyone knows is my thing.
What?
Like everybody knows the alternative scene. Like I didn't know that we were like the biggest like outside of that. We're not the biggest.
I mean, honestly,
But-
if you stayed here long enough, this is like my 4th month, like I said.
Of
No.
being down in the valley.
Yeah. So like, I'm barely like picking up signs over here.
Yeah, because like I knew that like alternative and all that is a big thing down here, but I didn't know it was bigger than like let's per se Austin. You know, like I did not know that. Like
that's crazy.
I think everybody's just conditioned to where they're like they know that.
Well, I see snaps whenever Europe has shows like that. They're packed as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
Yeah, actually, I think I heard one time this band came down from upstate and stuff. I think it was either Houston or Austin, and they told me that the scene down here is like one of the best shows that they had, cause it was like so bumping, like
wow.
everyone's so like fuck it. Like,
That's crazy.
Throwing fists.
Yeah.
But in a nice way.
That's crazy. I would have never guessed that at all.
Yeah.
I underestimated that.
Right.
Myself.
Now we need to move.
Now I need to go to these shows.
Yeah. Now we
Now
need to.
we could just get like a huge band. They always go to Austin. They do.
I think what's missing in the Valley is, like, Widowmakers is doing good, but like I think people need to trust someone like Widowmakers, and almost everybody goes through Widowmakers to release EPs of high quality. Because Josh told me, I messaged him like last night. He has like a videographer now, and I never knew that. And like
Jonathan
they do music
Cruz.
videos and shit. Yeah. I was like, what?
Great.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I guess someone like you would be like, yo, you send them to fucking Josh. Josh sends them here, and then boom, before you know it, they're up in Austin. And they're big. You know what I mean? Like, there needs to be like, not rules, but like a general like sense of direction on what to do. And I feel like that's what the Valley's been missing, like straight up.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's like in Florida. Like,
exactly.
there's like these local, like over there in West Palm Beach, Iceman Studios was the biggest thing. Everybody went through Iceman in West Palm, in Royal Palm Beach, and it's like there's just like a certain direction that bands take. And when I was freshly moved to fucking Florida, my first shows I got to see Dark Sermon, Metal Blade signed band, and Abiotic, another Metal Blade, and they weren't signed yet. And I saw them, I was like, those guys are getting signed soon. Yeah. Fucking like 5 months passed, boom, Metal Blade, like picked them up.
Damn.
That's because like they had high quality merch. They had like perfect EPs, like you hear it beautifully through your fucking monitors and shit. It's just like that's what it takes, dude. So it's like there needs to be like a fucking
a channel.
Yeah,
a guidebook, the Valley guidebook.
How to make it.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. It's crazy how we're having this conversation.
Yeah, this is really nice. Yeah.
This is the how-to for bands.
Right.
Not just alternative, anything, because I was mostly in the hardcore scene over there, and hardcore is like thriving and whatnot. But a lot of bands, Feral Lux and shit like that, they're fucking locals over there. Like they're big as fuck because they take their music that serious and they invest. And it's not like a fucking like parents aren't like, man, like, you know what I mean? It's like they believe in it that much that they're like investing. No, that's how my fucking parents took music. I was like, hey, I'm going to the studio. Yeah, like how much are you gonna fucking drop?
Here you go, mijo.
Like 800. No, I didn't ask them for money. They were just asking like, how much does it even cost to even make music?
Yeah.
It was like 800. They're like, that's fucking stupid.
That's
blah,
like
blah.
rent, way.
Yeah, like they were just like shitting on me. I was like, thanks, bye. I'm on my way to the studio. Like stuff like that. That's cool, man.
Well, here we are now. We're famous now.
Yeah, thanks.
We're podcast famous now. Thank you.
Fuck.
Thank you, our hundreds of listeners. We love you.
Shit. Where else do we take this? I'm trying to think. I'm really excited out from all this, like.
Yeah.
It's just like figuring,
Yeah, you taught us a lot right now.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm a Valley native, so this is insane to me.
I think it's kind of like I'm happy for happy merch. I'm happy for happy merch.
That's right.
But I'm really happy for happy merch, but I'm like finding out about the Valley and stuff. I'm really excited for the Valley and what we have. God, I keep saying that, but we have some great talents down here.
Yeah.
It was that was another thing I noticed when moving to Austin. There's some people up there that are pretty good, but I was like, man, down in the Valley, we got way better.
For reals. And I'm like, before I moved here, like now my whole family moved over here. I'd like link up with people like on Twitter like that wanted to make music and stuff. Be like, hey, I record, like let's work together, boom, 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 whatever. I basically believed the same thing that you did, but like I would fucking come over here with like $400 in my pocket and like try to make it off of that. But that's just how much I believed in it. But the scene is what threw me off. It's like, well, what does the scene want? Like, there's good talent, but like people aren't willing to go see them. And then when they go see them, they like tear them apart with like inner politics and all this crazy shit. And it's like, what the fuck? So like I would come here, get super fucking broke, and then essentially like basically get nothing done and then leave. Like it was always heartbreaking, but like I still would leave like thinking like
Hopeful
shit. There's
and
like
shit.
Next
rappers.
time.
There's more rappers when I left. Like I hope
Yeah.
there's more when I come back and shit like that. But it's just crazy. Something's got to give. I've been saying this like in every podcast.
We just need to have like a fight of every clique. Like everybody just.
We should just
fight.
we should set up the world's biggest boxing ring and let everybody fight in it all at once.
You hear that? Anyone that's in the clique in the scene,
Like
Come
a
by
big
T-
old rumble.
yeah, like
Yeah.
we're gonna have a big
Just
old
duke it
rumble, and
We'll
whoever-
restart our Twitters.
No-
Everybody gets a fresh start.
Nobody wins, nobody loses. You just fight till you're done,
Yeah, and then that's it. We can
And-
throw shows
and
again.
that's it. Yeah.
So, like, for the rap scene, there's, like, people, essentially talking shit about each other.
Yeah, and I can get real specific, but I'd rather not.
Yeah.
That's
But
so interesting.
It's just like people's past catch up to them.
Yeah, it's like-
and it's a serious problem.
It's like a weird stigma with rappers that like every rapper's either like some kind of rapist or like some like woman beater type.
What's that? Sympathist.
Yeah, like a rape sympathist or sympathizer.
Whatever,
Yeah,
like stuff like that. I got fucking shade thrown. I got shade thrown at me because this producer hit me up. He said, "Yo, I checked out your songs. You have a really good flow. Here's this beat for free." I took it. I made a song with it. Turns out he was like an abuser or some shit. And then people thought I paid him money, so they're like, "Fuck you! You're just as bad as like
Yeah.
him because you're feeding this rapist future
Yeah.
show." Like, dude, I got a free beat and I don't even know who the fuck this kid was. Like, chill.
Yeah, don't get us wrong. We don't support
Yeah.
any type of behavior as such.
But that's the type of shit people get caught in.
yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's I had to deal with that for like 2 months. People like, "Fuck you!" Like,
yeah. So that I think that's like the stigma around like rappers. And
there was a huge, like a sub scene or something
yeah.
that like had the hardest call out culture ever. That's where everything fell to shit from what I see. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, everybody liked these guys so much, and like whatever they said went. So like if you got called out and you're like, "Yo, you're hanging out with exit,"
You're blacklisted from like social media.
you don't even want to be seen.
Practically.
You'll get like attacked
Just for,
on Twitter.
like,
Yeah.
hanging out with someone.
Mhm.
Wow.
And it's ironic though because that particular group of people, like the people within that group, like happen to be abusers and rapists.
Nobody said shit, and then like now we're here in hiatus. Thanks.
Yeah.
To that. Everybody's in hiatus.
Wow.
And it's really ironic, yeah, right?
They're, like, tearing down the community and that.
and in the end, they were the ones that like were the biggest fucking.
They were everything they hated.
Hypocrites,
literally.
yeah.
And
What
it's
are their
just like,
names? What are their Twitter handles?
I don't really want to
Yeah.
disclose
I
that.
mean, we're a small podcast still, so we're gonna have to wait a little bit.
They know if they were to hear this, they know we're talking.
Oh yeah,
about that.
definitely.
Fucking talking about.
But I
you.
mean, like it's like nothing they could do is like damaging towards us, you know. Or I don't want to say names or anything, you know, but it's like
that's what I said. I was like, fucking.
It's like
if somebody has a serious problem with me, like they can fucking. Do it
yeah,
to the
like
street.
it's
not an
it's
issue.
yeah
For real, like
yeah.
if it's like, this is hip hop.
They
like,
can
let's
make
take
a
it to the
rap
streets.
about it.
Yeah, this is hip hop. Like keep it raw. Don't fucking come at me with like threats and like
Yeah.
like. But they weren't about it either. So it's like, well, what do you guys want? That's my serious question.
Threads on Twitter?
Yeah.
That's some little bitch shit.
Tell me about it.
Thank
Like,
you.
Make
tell me
a
about
fucking
it.
rap about it. or
Make a
something.
fucking rap.
Make a diss track.
We're gonna
Yeah.
get a circle of people. We're just gonna like stand in there and rap at each other until we win.
But they
Rap
took on.
battle.
They took
A rap
on.
battle. you know.
They took on like 2 or 3 genres at once.
Yeah.
It wasn't just rap.
Yeah.
They damaged fucking. What was it? Punk
Like
Hardcore
I guess I don't know.
and rap all at once. And like slowly, one by one, they turned out to be like whatever the fuck they were calling other people. out
And
for.
that's the shitty thing. Like nobody said anything.
Nobody said shit.
Like these people are like basically they walked off like
Clean.
clean. Yeah.
That's what pisses me
But
off.
like-
but I don't care enough to do something
but
about
like-
it.
yeah,
But at
but-
the same time, I do care enough to say something. If
Yeah.
it makes sense. It's like fuck y'all. Like y'all did so much shit to not just me. Like it was my shit was very minor, but to other people like it's fucked up.
It's
But that's the type of shit that I hope gets cleaned out of this fucking scene and it goes back to normal after that. Cause
Washed out.
yeah, it was super damaging.
I was gonna ask, like, do you get that a lot when you talk to like specific like bands and stuff? Do they say like, "Oh, don't talk to these people," or
No.
these other bands?
No, that's why I found it like kind of surprising because I find the opposite with the people that I've so far talked to. They're so supportive. super
Well, that's
super
great.
supportive.
That's actually really good. Yeah.
And I mean, I know that there was like some allegations about one person in one band, but I haven't heard anything about like, oh, don't hang out with them, or this person is associated with them. And so I feel like, never mind, I'm not gonna say anything.
I mean, you're free to say whatever you want.
Yeah.
I feel like at some point you just gotta focus on the music and get away from like the chismosos and you know. So if someone were to tell me something like that, I still would try to see for myself that person, and if they are kind of like a shitty person, well then now you know.
Yeah.
But you can't really take someone else's word for it, because like it could have been like a situation where like, oh, we bickered about something but I was in the wrong, but I'm telling people like, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, it's like, it's just a weird example, but like John Lennon, right? He was a shitty guy, you know? He was a really shitty guy, but he made really good music.
Was he? He was a shitty guy.
He was a horrible person.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Doesn't he like sing about like love? And,
yeah, and like apparently like Yoko Ono came out and was like, yeah, he used to beat me and shit, you know? Like, so he's a shitty guy.
Art is always pain.
Do not get me wrong. Fuck John Lennon for all this shit.
But
he makes dank ass music, and that's all I gotta say to that.
That's a risky shit like thing to stand by.
Well, that's kind
man.
of the Clayton's kind of bar. You know that guy that they're having.
The 6ix9ine.
That whole
yeah, stiffy up.
Yeah, that whole situation. How people are like, fuck that. I guess that's a weird situation. I don't know how I would feel about that if I was
like the business owner.
No, not the business. Well,
like bringing him, or what do you mean?
Yeah, if I was a business owner, would I be bringing him down or not?
The thing is that Clayton's is looking out as a non-local thing, because in reality, spring break is like all sorts of colleges come down here.
Yeah, like every week of March is a different university.
I don't even think that they're looking at it as like we want Valley people here. It's like they're probably looking out as like
because the people complaining
they're usually locals,
just the Valleys.
Locals,
yeah.
Like I don't know.
But well, I guess you kind of have to weigh like your reputation, and is it something that you're willing to risk for?
They fucking handled it online like shit.
Yeah.
like it looks like a meme.
See you there.
Yeah.
Dude. They handled their shit like a fucking meme.
Yeah, I think they fucking like, when I saw that I was like, yeah, you guys destroyed yourselves.
And like literally, but I don't know. That was a weird one. I wasn't expecting the Valley to like be like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. I mean, it's a good thing that they're like that. That they're like, they don't want this fucking.
Like people are gonna come regardless. Like,
that's what I'm saying. It's like it's good that the community doesn't want someone risky like fucking 6ix9ine around.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think they see it as like, man. In reality, there's so many other people that aren't from here that are probably gonna go. You know what I mean? It's
definitely. Like, yeah. Definitely.
And then if you were to change your lineup last minute, you're
losing more credibility like that.
Yeah.
See you there.
Right. Dude, that's all they like. People wrote like paragraphs of why he shouldn't come. And like, LOL, see you there. Like, right? Fucking the best clapback.
We should get Clayton's on the fucking
podcast. We should get Clayton on the pod. If you're hearing us, Clayton, Mr. Clayton, we got some questions to ask.
All right, Clayton's, then Tim Smith. No, Tim Smith, then Clayton's.
We need Tim Smith right now.
That should be a bumper sticker. See you there.
Oh my god, dude! They need to fucking. Oh my god!
Make a shirt. Make a shirt that just says that post.
That should just be their new slogan.
Shirt. See you there.
That should just be their new slogan.
Hell yeah.
We just gave them like $1 million idea.
Man, we're either gonna get hated or loved for this podcast.
We went there.
We went there. I mean, like I said, like we in no way support people like that, like just bad people, but you can't say Gummo doesn't slap.
It fucking slaps.
It slaps.
It slaps city, bro.
Hard as fuck. Like I can listen to that song once a day and not get tired of it. But is he a bad person?
100%.
Probably. More than likely.
100%.
But do I like one song? Yeah.
Does it make you a bad person?
No.
Okay. That's all that matters.
There's other things make me a bad person.
Right. Just incriminate yourself. I know worse shit.
Right. I smoke meth, man.
God.
You know what I'm talking about.
So does anybody have any conspiracy theories in here? You want to talk about
Ooh.
local conspiracy? I have one.
Local.
I might get
please.
fucking like whacked for it if I say it, but like I'll give it like
No names, right? No names. Or
Did
this-
you know
or
there's
the-
a okay
or
like
the-
You
still
have
no.
to say names.
real shit? There's a fucking like a cuck organization here.
Really?
A what?
It's a club where like it's so secret. I'm probably gonna get some shit like contacted by somebody for sure. But like, there's like a club, like a fucking place somewhere where you pay like a monthly fee, and the rule is that you have to like bring a chick. That it can't be, or if you're like married or whatever, you gotta be like okay with the fact that like someone's gonna be macking on her and potentially fucking her.
Mm.
But there's apparently like this orgy room somewhere in the valley that like they charge you like a monthly fee. There's like
What?
rules to this shit, very secretive. I'm not supposed to fucking say this,
Damn.
but like
How
that's a
often have you
local
been there?
conspiracy.
Right.
I've been there.
We've been there. But
How much is
I'm
the
a member.
fee?
yeah, how much is the fee?
60, I believe.
$60 a
60?
month. That's not that bad.
To get some ass?
To
That's-
get,
yeah,
and
I
it's-
guess
I'm sure
not
it's like
bad.
I'll maybe get ass.
But like apparently like you walk in and like there's already people fucking and shit.
Damn.
Yes,
Kind of
sir.
like what's that movie called? The Neighborhood Watch. Have you seen that movie?
No.
Oh, never mind.
Well, you can explain it.
It's basically what you just said. Like,
yeah, man. But I never would have guessed here.
like how is
In the
where?
valley.
I'm not. Well, you
I know the name of the company. I'm not gonna say it.
Okay,
I'll
wait.
tell you after
No,
the podcast.
Okay. How do you find this out? Like, someone was just like, "Hey, bro, you know, like."
I got
that's it?
recruited.
You got recruited? Holy shit!
Hmm.
Wow. So it's not a conspiracy. It's for real then. Conspiracy means it's like
But like,
you don't know.
who knows if it's actually real?
Oh, okay, okay.
Like, what if I was gonna get scammed?
Or just
I'm just
killed.
saying what I got told
Take your
in
organs.
the recruiting process.
Damn.
Mhm.
For all I know, someone could have just taken $60 and dipped.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
like, can you wrap your head around that? Somewhere in the valley, there's a fucking orgy room.
There's a guy just sitting there watching his wife getting fucked. Like, no, don't. I don't want to get fucked.
Right?
This is my thing.
Right? There's like girls lining up for him.
Damn,
He's
dude.
like, no thanks.
Another conspiracy is that I don't know how for real. You remember or not Charlie Clark? Fucking ¿Dónde está Willie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Where's that guy at?
for real, dude. Fucking local hero
The-
of my childhood era.
¿Dónde está
And you
Willie?
just go missing.
He
I'm
ju-
trying to find you.
Like-
Dude, he was old when we were kids.
Yeah, but he just disappeared.
What was he, like a furniture store?
Vanished. Yeah, it was a furniture store. Just
No.
No, yeah, I heard
He was
about this.
cars.
No. That's Charlie Clark. That's someone else.
Onta Willy.
¿Dónde está Willie?
Oh,
This
yeah.
dude had
Yeah.
ads everywhere. Yeah.
They used to sell furniture. It was a
He was,
furniture store.
real kind of short.
The conspiracy is that the cartel just like offed him.
Yeah, I heard about
Yeah.
that. Not even just him, his entire family.
Yeah, like that's why like it's just gone. Like they just disappeared. Like
Yeah.
we don't know what happened.
You know the place where they had the movie theater in Edinburgh? What is it called? It's the Alamo Draft House.
Okay.
And it wasn't. It used to be something else.
Yeah, before it was because it was supposed to be a movie theater, but
Yeah, and then they stopped like
Yeah.
building it for. That's what I heard is that the person got hit by the cartel.
really,
Yeah, and that's
Damn.
why it just like stopped
They're out here
production and
whacking,
stuff.
dude, they're like,
No,
damn,
sir, ad.
no sir, no
They knew, you know what
sir.
it was? They knew that we were gonna meet Tim Smith there. They're like,
Dude.
nuh-uh.
No, not that draft house.
Oh,
The
fuck.
the bistro. It used to be called the Alamo Draft House before. Like, it was supposed to be a movie theater, but it was supposed to be named Alamo Draft House.
It was just like the same thing except different
Yeah, but now it's
owners.
called the bistro. or whatever.
Damn.
Yeah.
And they had stopped. They were building it, and then they stopped.
Yeah, dude,
like,
that was
for a
been
long
built
ass
since I was
time.
like a freshman.
Yeah.
It's been, and then they just recently built it like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because whoever owned it,
Just disappeared. Yeah.
they're goners.
So they probably took him. Like,
What if, okay, but what if realistically, these business owners, they just sold the land
they just
and
dipped?
they've dipped, but they wanted that type of reputation.
I
That,
mean,
like,
that's what makes it the conspiracy,
just say the cartel had killed me.
right?
Like, you know,
And
like,
then we'll move to Mexico.
they're really like, they just live in like San Antonio or something.
yeah, they're just
living
like they're in the
comfortable-
valley
yeah,
still.
right.
they didn't even move.
They're building other businesses.
Right. Fucking yeah, but that's what makes it the conspiracy, man. We don't know. Way
There's got to be a bigger one.
crazy way.
The
In the
Where's
valley?
Willie was dope.
Yeah.
I heard about that shit.
Like we don't like he just like disappeared. Like
yeah.
the store is still there with his sign there. There's nothing in there, but you know the store is still there. Like nobody bought that place. Like something's going on. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I saw a video from Shane Dawson explaining that like mattress firms are like money laundering places.
I didn't see the video, but everyone was tweeting about it like right after it came out. Like, what is that about? Like,
apparently, like, there's no reason because like there's several places where like there's a mattress firm like right down the street from another one, and there's some that are like 3 or 4. And there's a place there's actually like a highway, an intersection. There's a fucking mattress firm in each corner. And people are like looking into it. They're like, mattresses aren't that fucking like
lucrative.
I don't know.
You don't need one that much.
It's like once every 8 years.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah.
And they're just like, there's a conspiracy that like someone big in your area or whatever must need like a mattress firm place to launder fucking money and shit. And it was just, and he got really into it. So it's like, I started noticing that we have mattress firms all over the fuck. Yeah, I was like, damn, dude, I never thought of it like that.
Or that carpet place that's going out of business
by the fucking mall, dude.
Yeah.
That's been there since before I left.
Dude,
I left the valley in like 2011.
That's been there since my parents were like our age, maybe not our age, but like
get out
30s.
For reals?
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's been there since I can remember.
And it's been going out of business since they opened.
Yeah. That's a money laundering place. Like,
maybe that's where they have the Willy guy.
Maybe, right?
Just have him stuffed.
They're the ones that took him out.
Roll him up in carpet.
Like, you want to sell? Do you want to sell, way? Or, fuck, I didn't say that right. I forgot what I was saying. I looked at a message and, like, in my mind just went blank. Yeah. Anything else?
Is there anything that you'd like to say? Like... Whoa, my dog's fucking sneezing. Is there anything you would like to say to people who don't really know about you, but might need your service?
Yeah, it's a good one.
Like a good pitch. Like someone, look at the fucking camera. No, like, something that would get people more interested if they've stuck around this long for the podcast. That way they're like, happy merch co. Let me go check out their fucking...
They got all excited about conspiracies now.
You know their shit.
What?
I guess a lot of people can just kind of... I think a lot of people think that they don't really need a lot of help. They can do something on their own. And, I mean, that's a good mentality. But, you know, sometimes you're not the best or the most capable for something that you don't know too much about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So... when it comes to that and it's your little baby that you've been working on, like a track or, you know, a little AP, when it's your baby, you got to reach out for people to help you.
Yeah.
You know, get that out there. And, I mean, we're happy to help.
That's a good slogan.
Should we keep this going? Should we pause?
What do you want to do? It's up to you. We can.
I'll tell you. I'll put in my 2 cents. I've been fucking trying music for a long time, solo, and it's taken me like over 30 people coming to me and saying like, dude, get a manager, get somebody, like, because like what I have is like a huge like empire of a plan. It's not just music, but like it's hard finding members to devote long enough. Like I've gone through members like nothing, right? Like people that we know have been
like,
up seeing. They're like they'll rep it super hard. They'll build this reputation, then fucking pull out like last minute, and it's like fuck. But I can vouch in the sense that like it's really hard to do moves on your own like that, especially something super high caliber where it's like you're doing videos, you're fucking podcasts, you're doing like I record now and I do my own music. It's like, dude, you need help. When you need help, you fucking shouldn't doubt that, because I spent... This is another thing, like I turned 23 last year, and then it totally shocked me. I was like, dude, I'm fucking old. Like I like it borderline makes me want to quit like music and shit, and it's like I didn't even get anywhere. Like why would I quit? But at the same time, it's fucking hard, and I'm just getting old, and it's like all these new rappers are like 16, 17, 18 years old, and it's like shit. I mean, like, you know what I mean? It's like frustrating and shit.
Hey man, Danny Brown was like 30 when he got famous.
That's true.
He's like almost...
No, but like it's like, just a mentality, man. Like especially I've been working on music since I was like 18, and it started out as a fucking meme. And, like I started rapping, and people were like, "This is dope," and I was like bullshitting the whole time. Damn. Then like people kept like coming back and telling me to take it more seriously. They're like, "Dude, you have a bunch of anxiety and like mental and shit. Like you should rap about that." Blah blah blah. Boom boom. Like You know what I mean? Like it
Yeah.
took for me to reciprocate what people were saying, being like, damn, I could probably have like potential in this.
Yeah.
Then I started taking it serious. Then I fell in love with hip hop and rap and just completely stuck to it. But it's like 4 years later, and I'm like, fuck,
Yeah.
maybe I should get help. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like,
I mean, yeah.
I definitely feel that, like, especially if you're young and you feel like invincible and you feel like you're gonna fucking do this on your own and shit. Like, dude, reconsider, because before you know it, you're gonna be 23. You're gonna be doing podcasts. Nah, you're gonna be 23 and you're gonna be feeling like shit. You're gonna be like, fuck, dude, I should have gotten that fucking help when I should have.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like over for me, but that takes a lot of my confidence, because it's
Yeah.
like I want to do like trap shit, and my fucking competition is like a Lil Pump fucking 16, 17-year-old kid, and I'm
Yeah.
like 23. You know what I mean?
Gucci
It's
Gang is like
Yeah.
30 seconds long if you take out the rest of the song.
like, true.
If he sings that whole song, like that one verse.
It's just this overall lifestyle, bro.
Yeah.
Broward is crazy.
Yeah, that's
I've been to
true.
Broward County. This shit's fucking nuts over there.
It's real rowdy.
A lot of people want to do everything themselves.
Yeah, I was like that. I was very hard headed about that. The only thing I wasn't hard headed about was like taking a new member that I can work with. You know what I mean? But other than that, if someone were to be like, dude, I had A&Rs like really, really wanting me to like do business with them, and they were gonna team me up with the management and all that. Dog, I like rejected them like instantly.
Damn.
And these are like fucking Atlantic Record A&Rs, like big fuckers. And
Yeah.
I was like, no. And I don't even know why I did that. But like, you know what I mean? It's just, and there's also a stigma in the music industry, by the way. There's a stigma of like people like you are like a threat almost. So it's like, hopefully we can bring you back and like start breaking down more and more fucking stigmas, because it's like I never trusted, like if you were in a studio room with me, because a lot of people don't understand that like when you're in a real recording professional studio,
Yeah.
anybody could walk in. Like literally, you could fucking be tracking in the tracking room that's isolated, and then when you come back out to see the engineer, there could be an A&R in there. There could be a famous rapper, and anybody can be there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's like you usually go in with the mentality is like, fuck that guy. Like that
Yeah.
guy's trying to use me type
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean? So it's like that's what got to me for years. But I'm starting to realize like shit. There's a lot of shit that I don't know that I need help with.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that applies also to like clothes and shit. I don't know if you.
Definitely.
Collaborate,
like I said, like-
plugs, and collaborate.
Yeah, like what I said earlier, it's like everybody's jumping on, you know? Not necessarily to just clothes, but like just anything, you know?
Yeah.
Because people are realizing like anyone can do this, you know? You don't have to be a specific person or anything like that.
Thanks, Reddit.
Right? Thanks, Reddit, 4chan, the threads. But yeah, it's like, but it's cool because competition is great. I feel like competition is great. I like having competitors, even though
It's
I really.
great before you end up with like a toxic ass scene like.
Oh
the
yeah.
one that-
Yeah.
Well, shit. I think we
Yeah.
should wrap it up
Yeah,
here.
we should wrap it up. Yeah.
Social media.
What's your social
where
media?
where do people catch you?
Yeah, where can we find you?
Happy Merch Co. on Instagram, Twitter, and well, we just started Twitter,
Nice.
and we're gonna launch a website pretty soon. And hopefully, when we launch the website, we're also gonna get maybe like 2-3 bands in different genres, like maybe one rapper, one alternative or something, and have like little sub pages of them on our website. That way,
Yeah.
we can start, getting some traction on that.
Yeah,
That's dope.
that'd be really good. Yeah.
So it's Happy Merch Co. everywhere. That's it?
Everywhere.
no underscore, no anything.
On Facebook, on Facebook, we're just Happy Merch Co.
Okay.
And the rest of them are Happy Merch Co.
All right. Well, we'll
Nice.
still put the links in the description.
Yeah, of course.
But
100%.
it'd be nice to
Well,
hear you
thanks
say
for
it.
being our first guest.
Yeah,
This
you
was
were
fun.
you were lovely. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was great.
We'll hopefully we have you around for many more episodes.
Yeah, like once you've made it so big, like you should come back in.
We'll bring you and
I'll
Josh
try
and
to
be
fit
like,
you in
"What's
my
up?
skin."
What's up, Waze?
What's up, Waze? Y'all better than us?
No,
Well, damn. I mean,
Yeah.
Tito _ Obscene everywhere for me.
but and I'm YoungBase69 on Instagram and Josh the Joshy on Twitter.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, peace.
All right, laters.
Ugh.
Put that in.